Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Glenn Close, Biography. Glenn Close, born March 19, 1947, in Greenwich, Connecticut, USA, is an acclaimed American actress whose career spans film, television, and theater. Widely regarded as one of the greatest performers of her generation, she is known for her extraordinary range, emotional depth, and ability to portray complex, often intense characters. Early life and education. Close grew up in a prominent family. Her father, Dr. William Taliaferro Close, was a physician who worked in the Belgian Congo. Her upbringing involved extensive travel and, at times, membership in a religious organization known as moral rearmament, something she later described as restrictive. After returning to the U.S., she pursued her passion for performing and enrolled at the College of William and Mary, graduating with a degree in drama and anthropology. Breakthrough and stage success. Close first gained significant attention on the New York stage in the 1970s. She earned 3 Tony Awards early in her career, including for The Real Thing, 1984, and Death and the Maiden, 1992. She later delivered a legendary performance as Norma Desmond in Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Sunset Boulevard, for which she won another Tony Award. Film career. Close transitioned to film with remarkable success. Her early movies included The World According to Garp, 1982, Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, The Big Chill, 1983, Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, The Natural, 1984, Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. She became a pop culture phenomenon with Fatal Attraction, 1987. Playing Alex Forrest, a scorned lover whose obsessive behavior became iconic. Her chilling performance in Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, as Marquise de Merteuil earned yet another Oscar nomination. Other notable films include 101 Dalmatians, 1996, and 101 Dalmatians 2, 2000, where she portrayed the flamboyant villain Cruella de Vil, demonstrating her comedic and dramatic versatility. Despite multiple nominations, 8 Academy Award nominations, she long held the distinction of being one of the most nominated actors without a win, until she finally earned an honorary Oscar recognizing her contributions to cinema. Television work. Close is also celebrated for her TV performances, notably in the legal thriller series Damages, 2007 to 2012, playing ruthless attorney Patty Hughes. The role earned her 2 Primetime Emmy Awards and further solidified her reputation for portraying sharp, intimidating characters. Personal life and advocacy. Outside of acting, Close is involved in philanthropy and advocacy. She is a vocal supporter of mental health awareness and co-founded Bring Change to Mind, a nonprofit organization inspired by her family's experiences with mental illness. She is also active in animal rights and environmental causes. Legacy. Glenn Close has built one of the most powerful and respected careers in American entertainment. Whether on stage, screen, or television, she is admired for her precision, courage, and emotional fearlessness. Her characters, often unapologetically intense, morally complex, or psychologically layered, continue to influence acting standards and inspire audiences worldwide. Career expansion. Versatility across mediums. Glenn Close is one of the rare performers who has achieved major success in film, television, and theater, moving fluidly between mediums without being defined by one. While many actors transition from stage to film, Close continued to return to theater throughout her career, using it as a creative anchor. Her stage presence is characterized by intensity and emotional precision, which has translated seamlessly into film roles demanding psychological complexity. Additional film highlights, 1990s to 2020s. Beyond her iconic 1980s work, Close continued building a dynamic filmography. Reversal of Fortune, 1990, played Sunny Von Bulow, a woman in a coma. Required nuance despite limited dialogue. Air Force One, 1997, portrayed the vice president opposite Harrison Ford, showcasing restrained authority. 102 Dalmatians, 2000, returned as Cruella de Vil, becoming one of Disney's most memorable live-action villains. Albert Nobbs, 2011, a passion project she co-wrote and starred in. About a woman living as a man in 19th-century Ireland. Earned Oscar nominations for Best Actress and Best Adapted Screenplay. The Wife, 2017, received widespread acclaim as the spouse of a Nobel Prize-winning author hiding deep resentment and sacrifice. Many felt she should have won the Oscar for this performance. Hillbilly Elegy, 2020, played a tough grandmother, Mama, earning her 8th Oscar nomination. Close's characters often embody contradictions, strength and vulnerability, elegance and ruthlessness, dignity and unraveling emotion. Television. Reinventing herself in the streaming era, Close helped pave the way for film stars transitioning to high-quality television drama. Damages, 2007 to 2012, role. Patty Hughes, an intimidating, brilliant, ethically ambiguous attorney. Awards. 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, Golden Globe Award. Patty Hughes became one of TV drama's most formidable female characters, influencing later portrayals of powerful women in prestige TV. She also appeared in The Shield, 2005, guest arc, Emmy-nominated The Simpsons, Will and Grace, and various voice roles. Acting style and method. Glenn Close is known for extreme preparation. She builds elaborate backstories for her characters. Emotional discipline. She is comfortable playing morally complex or unlikable roles. Psychological research, especially noted in Fatal Attraction, where she collaborated with psychologists to deepen the realism of Alex Forrest's mental instability. She famously avoids judging her characters, believing that even disturbing roles deserve empathy and understanding. The story is the judge. My job is to be truthful. Glenn Close awards and honors, selected. Although she has not won an Academy Award, Glenn Close is one of the most honored actresses alive. 3 Tony Awards, Broadway, 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, Drama Desk Awards, and Obie Awards. Her 8 Oscar nominations place her among the most nominated actors in history without a win. Advocacy and personal life. Close's advocacy is deeply personal. Mental health awareness. Founded Bring Change to Mind in 2010, inspired by family experiences with bipolar disorder and schizoaffective disorder. The organization fights stigma and promotes open dialogue. Animal rights and environmental protection. Longtime supporter of wildlife and conservation organizations. Education and arts. Member of national arts advocacy initiatives. Close has been married multiple times and has one daughter, actress Annie Stark, who sometimes appears alongside her at premieres. Legacy. Glenn Close's influence is far broader than awards. She shattered stereotypes about aging in Hollywood, continuing to headline major roles past age 70. She opened doors for complex female characters in genres traditionally dominated by men. She remains an actor who prioritizes story over stardom. More than simply a performer, Glenn Close is a symbol of artistic integrity and emotional fearlessness. Career timeline. Decade by decade, 1970s. Stage beginnings. Performs in regional theater and on Broadway. Gains reputation for intense discipline and emotional honesty. Wins critical praise for roles in The Crucifer of Blood and Barnum. 1980s. Breakthrough in Hollywood. The World According to Garp, 1982. first film role right-pointing arrow Oscar nomination. The Big Chill, 1983, second Oscar nomination. The Natural, 1984, third Oscar nomination. Fatal Attraction, 1987, becomes a global phenomenon. Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, plays Marquise de Merteuil right-pointing arrow Oscar nomination. Later considered one of the greatest villains in film history. This decade defines Glenn Close as a fearless performer willing to inhabit morally complex roles. 1990s, Prestige and Range Reversal of Fortune, 1990, Sonny von Bülow, requires acting while unconscious for much of the film. Air Force One, 1997, Vice President Catherine Bennett, Calm Authority. 101 Dalmatians, 1996, Cruella de Vil, stylish, theatrical, and iconic. She becomes adored by mainstream audiences while maintaining critical respect. 2000s, reinvention on television. The Shield, 2005, joins cast for a season, earning Emmy nomination. Damages, 2007 to 2012, Patty Hughes right-pointing arrow 2 Emmy Awards. Becomes one of the first major film stars to move into prestige cable TV. 2010s, Mature Artistry. Albert Nobbs, 2011, co-writer and star. Passion Project right-pointing arrow Oscar nominations. The Wife, 2017, career best performance. Many critics expected an Oscar win. 2020s, continued momentum. Hillbilly Elegy, 2020, 8th Oscar nomination. Continues stage work and selects roles that interest her rather than chase box office. Filmography highlights, selected film, show year role. Notes the world according to Garp. 1982, Jenny Field's film debut. Oscar nomination. The Big Chill. 1983, Sarah Cooper major ensemble. Classic. Fatal Attraction. 1987, Alex Forrest cultural flashpoint role. Dangerous Liaisons. 1988, Marquise de Merteuil one of her most celebrated performances. 101 Dalmatians. 1996, Cruella de Vil iconic. Flamboyant villain. Damages, TV, 2007 to 2012, Patty Hughes 2 Emmy wins. Albert Nobbs, 2011, Albert co-wrote. Producing Passion Project. The Wife, 2017, Joan Castleman considered her overdue Oscar year. Hillbilly Elegy, 2020, Mama 8th Oscar nomination. Acting philosophy. Glenn Close approaches her characters without judgment. The best villains don't think they're villains. They think they're right. Glenn Close. She creates detailed character dossiers, personal history, memories, habits. Even for roles with minimal dialogue. Reversal of Fortune, she builds an inner world so the character lives truthfully on screen. She once said she avoids playing stereotypes by finding the wound beneath the behavior. How she prepared for Fatal Attraction. Met with psychiatrists and psychologists to research borderline personality disorder. Advocated to rewrite scenes to give Alex psychological depth, not make her a cartoon villain. Fought against simplistic portrayals, wanted audiences to empathize, not judge. Today, scholars still analyze that character as a turning point for depictions of mental illness on screen. Personal life. Mother to actress Annie Stark, born 1988. Close and Annie have acted together. Annie played younger versions of Glenn's characters in The Wife and Sunset Boulevard stage. Glenn has been married multiple times and speaks openly about the challenges of balancing family and career. Close has said her greatest joy outside acting is being a mother. Everything else is secondary. Philanthropy and social impact. Mental health advocacy. Founder of Bring Change to Mind, a nonprofit fighting stigma around mental illness. She has said her family's experience with bipolar disorder shaped her work and perspective. Animal and environmental causes. Advocates for wildlife conservation and humane treatment of animals. Supports sustainable farming and environmental preservation. Legacy and cultural impact: a pioneer in portraying powerful, intelligent women, often before Hollywood was ready. A master of subtle emotional expression, the camera loves her stillness. Proved that actresses can peak artistically at 60, 70, and beyond. Whether she is a villain, hero, or something in between. Glenn Close brings dignity and psychological complexity to every role. Expanded awards and honors: although Glenn Close is famously known for her 8 Academy Award nominations, without a win as of 2024, her award achievements overall are extraordinary. Major awards: selected, award wins: notable recognitions, Tony Awards, Theater, 3 wins, The Real Thing, Death and the Maiden, Sunset Boulevard, Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 wins, Damages. Serving in Silence, Golden Globe Awards, 3 wins, The Lion in Winter, Damages. The Wife Screen Actors Guild Awards, multiple nominations, ensemble and individual categories, Drama Desk Award, 2 wins, Theater Excellence, additional honors. Hollywood Walk of Fame star inducted into the American Theater Hall of Fame, multiple Lifetime Achievement Awards from film institutions and critics groups. Her Oscar nominations span 4 decades. A sign of sustained excellence. Iconic roles: Deep Breakdown 1. Alex Forrest, Fatal Attraction, 1987, perhaps the most psychologically examined role of her career. Close insisted Alex not be portrayed as a monster. She researched mental illness and emotional trauma. The character changed pop culture. The term bunny boiler entered the lexicon. Close later revealed that after filming she felt protective toward Alex, saying, "I felt Alex was misunderstood, she was in pain." 2. Marquise de Merteuil, Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, a masterclass in controlled anger and icy elegance. Plays a manipulative aristocrat in pre-revolutionary France. One of her most studied performances in film schools. Famous for her wordless final shot, pure devastation conveyed only with eyes. 3. Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatians, 1996, she transformed the animated villain into a flamboyant, high-fashion icon. Designed aspects of the costumes and physicality herself. Turned a cartoon villain into a cultural meme decades before social media. 4. Patty Hughes, Damages, 2007 to 2012, one of the first prestige TV antiheroines. Cold, brilliant, intimidating lawyer. Helped usher in the era of complex female leads on television. Patty doesn't break rules. She bends the world to her will. Her process and preparation. Glenn Close is a psychological actor. Creates notebooks for each character with childhood history, secrets, and motivations. Keeps objects from her characters, rings, photos, to remain connected emotionally. Is known for intense script annotation and backstory creation. She once described acting as living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Personal life: behind the screen, mother to Annie Stark, her only child. Close and Annie share a close relationship. Annie often accompanied her on set. Annie portrayed young versions of Glenn's characters in The Wife and Sunset Boulevard stage. Close has been open about her difficult upbringing in a controlling religious group and how acting helped her reclaim autonomy and identity. Advocacy and impact: mental health activism founded Bring Change to Mind, a nonprofit dedicated to reducing stigma around mental illness. Campaigns involve public PSAs, school programs, and mental health dialogue initiatives. The most powerful words you can say are, "You're not alone." Arts and education: Close is vocal about the importance of arts education in schools and mentorship for women in film. A few memorable quotes: "What you have to offer is yourself. That's all you have. All your characters live inside you. Strength is embracing vulnerability. Why Glenn Close matters. Glenn Close's legacy is not defined by awards, but by influence. She normalized older women as powerful, complex leads, not side characters. She has pushed Hollywood to write better roles for women. She has proven that nuance, depth, and subtlety resonate more than spectacle. She didn't chase fame. She chased truth, and that is why she is revered. Deep dive. Artistic identity and influence. A master of the unspoken, Glenn Close is known for her ability to communicate emotion without dialogue. Her eyes, stillness, posture, and facial micro-movements do the storytelling. Directors often film her in extended close-ups, trusting her emotional precision. One acting coach once said that Glenn Close has the power to make silence louder than words. This quality is strongly visible in the final silent shot of Dangerous Liaisons, the suppressed fury in The Wife, the internal ache visible in Albert Nobbs. This is where her stage discipline meets her film instincts. Acting philosophy. In her own words, Glenn Close does not judge the characters she plays. She believes every character must be understood, even the villains. An actor must build a character's inner life, not just the outer behavior. Truth is more compelling than likability. If I play a villain, I don't think of myself as a villain. I think I'm right. That's why her antagonists feel human, not caricatured. Character preparation. A Glenn Close character Bible. For every major role, she builds a personal binder that includes a biography of the character from birth to present, psychological motivation and emotional triggers, photos, objects, or real artifacts that connect to the character's past. A playlist of music the character would listen to, costumes that inform physicality and posture. For Cruella de Vil, she used costumes to drive energy. For Albert Nobbs, she used posture and stillness to express repression. The women she has influenced. Actors who have publicly credited Glenn Close as an influence include Meryl Streep, peer and admirer; Julianne Moore, Kate Blanchett, Nicole Kidman, Olivia Colman. Glenn Close helped break open Hollywood for complex female villains, older leading women, emotionally layered antiheroines. Without Close, Patty Hughes, from Damages, a ruthless, brilliant, morally gray powerhouse, would not exist. Her impact on television. Before it was prestige TV, when Glenn Close joined Damages in 2007, most A-list film actors still avoided television. Streaming wasn't dominating the industry yet. She changed perception. TV could be cinematic, sophisticated, character-driven, and a place for serious actors to lead. Patty Hughes paved the way for later antiheroines like Annalise Keating, How to Get Away with Murder; Claire Underwood, House of Cards. Personal strength and vulnerability. Her difficult upbringing. Close grew up in a strict religious organization, moral rearmament. She spent years working through the emotional effects of that environment. Acting became a tool not just for storytelling, but for personal freedom. I had to rediscover my identity. Acting gave me the space to become myself. Fun and little-known facts. She originally wanted to be a singer. She is an avid dog lover and has worked with animal rescue charities. She once performed on stage with the Rolling Stones. Her daughter Annie often appears as younger versions of Glenn's characters. Glenn Close also loves gardening and has said it helps her decompress between emotionally demanding roles. Why Glenn Close is considered actor's actor. Other actors describe her as deeply collaborative, generous on stage and set, focused but not intimidating. She learns everyone's name on set, from assistants to lighting techs, and values teamwork over ego. Her place in film history. She changed the portrayal of female power on screen. She made the emotional life of difficult women profound, not shameful. She proved that age does not diminish artistic greatness. Glenn Close isn't a star because of fame, she's a star because of craft. Closing thought, awards or not, Glenn Close has built one of the greatest acting legacies in American film and theater. She is a master of complexity, a defender of truth in storytelling, a pioneer for women in the industry. Glenn Close doesn't just play characters. She inhabits souls.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.